Michael, what was your assessment of tonight's performance and perhaps what went wrong?
I think just not enough enthusiasm when it all boils down to it, and you have to be accountable for that. Not enough energy in the key moments. Well, so many opportunities, so many chances, both in attack and defence, and we lacked enthusiasm at the key moments, well, often, and that let us down. You know, a lot of opportunities, big overlaps, chances to score, gone, missing because of lack of clarity and lack of enthusiasm. One leads to the other generally. You're there early, you're there first, you're usually clear on what's going to happen, you don't make a mistake.
Should you win the game there if Israel gives that ball to Bird?
Yeah, but it's irrelevant. It's not like we talked about in the other one with the line-outs, for example, in the New Zealand one. It doesn't come down to one instance. Yes, you win the game by the score, but the performance was still the same. If the last pass goes, that doesn't change anything for the other 79 minutes and 59 seconds of what went on. So that's just that maybe keeps the illusion going, but because you win. But yeah, I still would have taken winning, mind you. Don't get me wrong, right? But you don't want to. If you're fair income, you don't want to be letting that cover up the other issues.
Did you lose that good stuff, Check? Because the first 20 minutes, those couple of tries scored early looked like the team was red hot.
Yeah, we wanted to go there. We were into it. Like we're looking for opportunities and got 12 up or whatever, 12-3 or, and then I don't know, expectation maybe, thought it was just going to happen, and that's where enthusiasm comes in. So, you know, the other team were enthusiastic. They brought energy to the contests, and you can see it in the spiritual homes of rugby. Maul, scrum, even though the scrum was pretty even, should have done better there. You know, should have been more dominant. That's where the game starts, and the rest goes from there.
What did you make of the fact that half-time there were 24 missed tackles? Is that a sort of reflection of the lack of enthusiasm?
Well, I think so. Like the rest, a lot of the game, like second half, in fact, we tackled really quite well. But moments of where we just closed our minds or we weren't in the moment and missed simple tackles that let guys through. You know, that shouldn't be happening at test level. Like the way that it didn't lead to a try. I don't think the way the flanker breaks through off the line out, that can't happen at test level.
On the field, David, how was that one to take?
Tough, yeah. Certainly not the performance we prepped for, and yeah, very, very disappointed. You know, we got down their end a number of times and coughed the ball up, which really sort of plays into the way they're wanting to play. They've got a brace of forward pack, and then they thrive off the back of a bit of disorder, and yeah, their backs pounce on that.
A few uncharacteristic errors. Kirtley dropped the pill twice. At first receive, was it wet on the field? Like what was it? Like on the deck?
It's dewy, but that's Queensland. It's always dewy. Yeah.
David, I'm not sure if you saw it, but there was an incident at the end with Luke Hine and an angry fan. The fan looked like he was having a go at other players, and I suppose as you guys go out there and give it 100% every week, like, is it frustrating to see fans reacting like that when you guys are leaving it all out there on the field?
Right, alright, yeah, as a player, you're wanting to put out a performance that makes people proud, and he's obviously not happy. obviously we've got to cop that. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Yeah, I mean, the reality is after a performance like that, you're not going to win every test, but when you lose because you haven't turned up and played in the way that you're capable of, that's when it hurts.
I think you've got to get a bit of clarity there too, mate, because it's one thing being upset with a team, full on, but I think what went down there was the supporter pushed Lucan's sister, right? And obviously that family's had a very big week, and I don't think that's appropriate that happened. You know, I get the discontent, and you own that. Words, abuse, it comes sometimes. That's the way it is. You've got to suck it up when you don't play well, and own that. And we totally accept that. But you know, he pushed the younger sister, and Lucan didn't like that. And it's fair enough, I think, considering everything that's happened to him this week, and to a point where the player said in the dressing room he's not going to be playing anymore because of that incident. So I hope the fans happy.
So is Lucan saying he doesn't want to play on?
He's not going to play, and he needs the rest of the time. Well, that's a pretty heavy thing to happen, mate. And he just said it in the dressing room to the players now, off the back of a very difficult dressing room, and it's not what you want to have. So anyway, that's where it goes. Things get personal sometimes. I don't think people understand the backstory. So we're all good with the abuse and everything, and I don't mind that. Like, I do mind it, but I understand why people get upset. But when it comes down to people's families and nearby, and you know, innocent bystanders in the whole affair, then, especially with what's happened over the week and an understanding of that, we're playing with black armbands. I think it was pretty clear what had happened. Then I know the guy probably doesn't know it's Lucan's sister, but still, you shouldn't be pushing a kid in the crowd anyway.
Just quickly on Michael Hooper, like, is he obviously discussed yesterday that was a late thing? You think he'd be good to go for the tour?
I'd say so, yeah. Yeah.
Michael, in the first half, when I think we had a 7-3 lead, in a situation where you'd like to get more points on the back of that, when the Wallabies were running it from about 25 out from their own line, is that a situation where more circumspect, get the ball down the other end and pressure for more points? Are you happy with those?
No, mate, I thought we played too conservatively. I thought we kicked the ball far too much. They've got a good, strong attacking back three. I thought we kicked the ball to them too much. We needed to run more. And we had a lot of situations where it was on. It was on to play, go out the back, flatten up, or go out in the front line, flatten up and attack. Yeah, you'll take a couple of tackles, but you can still kick then, even once you've moved their backfield around a little bit. A couple of kicking drills where we got the ball back, we should have run, we kicked it back to them, let them counter-attack. And that's where they're good, in those broken play moments, in the forward tussles. And we played the game that way to their strengths.
Israel moving around at the back line like it was in multiple positions, you must have been happy with the way that worked out, getting a lot of punch from his...
Yeah, I thought he got a lot of good touches in the centre. When he played in there, managed it pretty well. First game back. Yeah, I thought he was very solid, very solid. He was obviously our best attacker out there. He showed a lot of good touches, and he still was able to defend on the high ball. The way we moved it around, I thought it worked out quite well, that part. About the only part.
Have you got any theory why the team can be urgent and gutsy and put everything on the line last week, get off the ground, and then tonight lack energy and enthusiasm? Any theory?
No, it's like everything, mate. It comes back to accountability for yourself, you know. Well, I'm not saying anything out of school. Me too. You got to be consistent. You want to go up and go forward. You have to be consistent. And I think that we got away to a couple of scores early on, and we started estimating what was going to happen, and thinking about what was going to happen, what could happen, instead of making things happen. And in this game, you have to make things happen all the time, whether it's with the ball or without the ball. You have to make it happen. Nothing's given to you.
Check, you brought Bernard on there, I think 30 to go. Was Matt injured, or did you want to change the plan?
No, I just wanted to change. I didn't think Tamura was playing poorly. I just wanted to change the shape up a little bit, maybe, have a look and see, because I didn't feel like there was a lot of flow there off, the multiple phases. So I didn't think Matt was doing anything in particular wrong. I just thought I'd change the shape and see how it goes, get a reaction from it.
Are you still looking to push on with Curly and Matt?
I will take a look at it, but yeah, you got to sometimes give the opportunity. Whether we'll go back and assess the game, and you always, talk to the players as well and see what's happening with the combination. And mate, I get where you guys like to look at that in particular, but the game's still played off a platform, and I think that there were opportunities there that were squandered. I do agree, but then there was also, I think the key issues around the enthusiasm of the game that let the opposition in moments that they shouldn't have been in, and that's what happened. We let them in that way, and that's what cost us.